Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to take this pivotal moment to speak to South Sudanese because I've been concerned about the situation, the sporadic situation which had been going on in South Sudan. I am not in any point with any political affiliations. I don't support any political party directly, but I have serious and rhetorical questions. And this question, if possible, it must be directed to the head of state in South Sudan, His Excellency President Kiir Mayardit. Mr. Kiir Mayardit, if I can ask this question, because I am the citizen who is concerned about the sporadic situation and the current living situation which has been going on in South Sudan. You had been a leader of South Sudan since the independence of the country back in 2011 until today. And we have so many influx of refugees in neighboring countries. And these people, they are the citizens of South Sudan from 64 tribes that you are the leader of in South Sudan. So my question is, because I become irritated, my question is, for 15 years, what do you really want South Sudanese to achieve or accomplish in South Sudan? For 15 years, what do you want us to accomplish in South Sudan? What kind of contribution you really demonstrate or that you really show? This is my serious and rhetorical question because I become irritated. And I know there are so much intimidation and trepidation. I know anyone who has a question in South Sudan, whether you ask it from, you have the question from abroad or from diaspora, you have to know that there are some accomplished. There are some people who may be looking out for you, either to get rid of you or to arrest you, or maybe to brutally even kill you. This is what is going on in South Sudan. So much are going on in South Sudan, and it is not new. But we want to speak anyway, because the reason why majority of us are living in abroad, it's not because we like it very much. Yes, we may love it, because it's better to be enslaved by the other race than your own people in South Sudan. I have this question in mind, or I'm inquiry of what kind of leadership as our president, you are ruling South Sudan. Because the things are happening in rapid ways. And everything which are happening, they are not good. For example, people have been killed vulnerable people have been slain and killed in the area of Nuer County, Jonglei State. They have been killed or slain, and those killers or those people who are responsible for the deaths of these vulnerable and innocent women who were just minding their own business, trying to feed their family with the little thing that they trade. They have nothing to do with this political polarizations which is happening in South Sudan. They live in a far and remote villages, away from any political rivals, away from any anything to do with a challenging political challenge or anything to do with the government. But you become so hypothetical to hunt them and kill them, no matter how far they were trying to mind their own business, like I mentioned. You went there to kill them. Because what's going on now in South Sudan, it seemed to me you masquerading himself as, I can say it, as the king, who doesn't even care about people who are dying in your backyard, the poor and impoverished family members who are dying in your backyard. You're calling them criminals. You even acquitted and bail out the real criminals and detained or arrested the innocent. This is ironic, and this is what's happening in South Sudan. So those are my questions, and also I am profoundly saddened with the latest killing of innocent civilians, people who are unharmed in Nuer County. You use gunship in killing people who have nothing to do with any ruling party, nothing to do with your power. They have nothing to do with anything related to political issues in the country, but they died. I personally become sorry and so much disgusted seeing those graphic pictures of innocent women and children buried alive by the bombardment gunship, which killed a lot of people, more than 30 victims, more than 30 people who deceased instantly in the hands of the government of South Sudan. Those who are unharmed, they have nothing to do with any government, but you allow your military posts to perpetrate these gruesome acts, to kill people, to slay the innocent Nuer civilians without any apparent reasons. You initiated this mayhem against the innocent Nuer people. I believe Mr. President, you have to refrain from and restrain it from this act of killing civilians. And in this point, I should have to, me and other advocates, we should have to collectively strongly condemn and call upon the United Nations, Human Rights Watch, the African Union, and the IGAD to collaborate and condemn these acts. Because I believe every life is a matter. The death of one person is matter. If that person is annihilated, or that group of people, they are annihilated or murdered in a wrong motive, this should be condemned. And I believe, I'm very sure that the government of our president, who initiated this killing and massacred, they must be held accountable. Because South Sudan has been a country for 11 years, I mean for 15 years now. And we don't see any positive outcome. They just want people to be passive. They don't want you to have any inquiry. If you try to have inquisitive mind to ask or to question anything, you may be either put to jail without any parole for quite some time, or you may be silent with bullet. That's what is going on now in South Sudan. And with due respect, I think it's not the right things to kill people. If you love life, why do you want to unalive other people? This must be questionable, and it should be so irritated to see people like ordering killing other people while they love life. They want to enjoy. They want to enjoy their life. So this mayhem, which had been perpetrated to any areas, any villages, must be stopped. Because those people, those impoverished family, they try to survive, not to thrive, but they try to survive in whatever little thing they want to do for their family. They want to trade some simple tea. They may have to open their tea shop and continue with their small business to support their family. And if you look at majority of people who are living in a refugee camp, those who live in a village in remote areas, they are so emaciated. They are skinny. You can see them because they don't have food. And also, on top of that, they have no security. Nobody cares about their life. They are dying like flies. They're dying, anything is killing them. Disease is very prevalent. Insecurity. They die everywhere. Instead of tackling the issue of what is squandering the population. Now you want to destroy the population. The population is completely gone. You can hear every now and then about those young people who they have decided to run to Europe. They risk their life trying to take smuggling boats just only because they want to survive. While majority of people who work with the government of South Sudan, they are so incredulous and they care less with these desperate young people who made just looking for a job opportunity. They may be looking for work to improve and also to speed up the development in the country, but they don't get job. What came to their mind is they want to go and die somewhere. They want to go. They prefer to be a slave in foreign countries than in South Sudan. And also instead to arrest or apprehend those groups who perpetrate killing and the deaths of innocent, they bail them out. They got acquitted. And they use those people who are dying as a laughing stock for them. They care less about the death, especially we the Nuer communities. I should have to say it. I'm sorry to say this. We the Nuer communities, we are the direct target of Mr. President Kiir of South Sudan for many years. But there are some people who feel comfortable sitting inside their house while in their backyard they have impoverished, they have poor people who cannot even afford hot milk. Their children cannot go to school. They even worried and concerned. They're depressed. They went through a lot of anxiety because they worried about how their children should cope with, they should have to cope with the future. They were uncertain about the future of their children. They don't know what to do. They have no idea about what to do to improve or to elevate the situation of their children. So for me, I would like to say that this killing of innocent people must have to stop in South Sudan, because bloodshed is enough. Our different communities, they had been bleeding profusely without any exception. They have been dying. Why? This is not how we plan to struggle or succeeded from the North. The reason why we separate from the North is for us to rule ourselves, to govern ourselves, to apply transference to others, to have a democracy government that may unite us, and also we may enjoy the peace after we lose so many people during 21 or more war with the North. So I'm sorry to say it is insanity. What is going on now in South Sudan is insanity, that some individuals, peoples, are killing their own people in certain community. They are accomplished. They laugh when they see other people die. They think they are smart because they know how to ally themselves with others. They think people who doesn't care about any political affiliation, they may understand the consequence. They think those people, they are dumbfounded, or they don't know what is going on. So to me, I should have to say, please, Mr. President, and your officials or government workers, stop inflicting this bizarre situation against Nuer. Enough should be enough. This annihilation is too much to bear. It's too much to bear by Nuer. So once again, I want to appeal and request United Nations, Human Rights Watch, as well as the African Union and also IGAD, to collaborate and eliminate this calamity that our people are going through every day. Calamities are too much, because this is what so-called man-made disasters, destruction. People become so desperate and devastated. Majority of people, they become even frustrated because they don't know what to do. Resentment is too much. Sadness is too much. They don't know what to do to survive. They want to stay in a distant place, in the remote places, far away from capital city. But yet, the government use upper hand to reach them. They hire gunship, which may be used for military to kill an armed civilian. This is horrible. It's terrible. And it's too much for people to bear. It's unbearable for an armed civilian to go through this every day. Like I saw those graphic images in the pictures. Women. Those women who were killed in Ural County. Mothers who are trying their best to use whatever they have to feed their families. And I believe some of them, they are even widows. maybe their husbands had been killed. Because as far as I know, Nuer, they even immune and become numb of losing their family members. In every corner, Fangak, Bentiu, Low-Nuer, Akoba, Nasser, Longachuk, these people, they become immune. And they even bewildered because they don't know what to do. And some of them, they ponder and wonder why their government become so much vicious against them. Why the government becomes so brutal against them. Inflicted vicious attacks against people who have nothing to do with a government. I should have to repeat, they have nothing to do with the government. Because as far as I know, even Nuer communities, people who had been going through this, they experience a lot. And now, even some of them, they go back to their previous and cultural activities, like gardening their farm, because they have no any source of income. They try pitching again, hunting animals to feed their family with meat of the wild animals in South Sudan. Those are the only source of income. Because like I mentioned, South Sudan has been independent for 15 years. And yes, I believe they always receive some promises from the government. But does the government fulfill those promises? No, I don't think so. They have been given promises of infrastructures, development, road constructions, hospitals. There are no hospital facilities in different places. Some places they still live like the time of uncivilizing world. They live in uncivilizing area, but they can still cope with that situation. They can still get used to. But why, the question why the government is still like go there and bomb them with even some banned chemicals. The government have done everything trying to destroy it and made massive destruction. What does the government want? From poor and vulnerable civilians who want to resume their previous activities from their forefathers. They want to cultivate their farm. They may go back for fishing. What does the government need? Why the government of South Sudan become harsh and vicious against the unarmed civilian? This is what concerns me. And I have to repeat, if we look at action, we may say it is insanity. Because this dramatic killing of using gunship, it is unnecessary. why the government have decided to kill innocent civilians. They are frustrated and they want to stay away from any form of the government. All these South Sudanese, I should have to say, from their 64 tribe, they get frustrated and they don't want anything to do with the government. They wish if the government could leave them alone. Because majority of them, they went through so much. They went through so much resentment, profoundly sadness. Their dream becomes shattered because they don't get what they deserve. And I believe it's not even only Nuer who have been undergo through this horrendous situation. Even other tribes who are living in this horrible living condition, they are facing the same thing. And people right now, as we speak, majority of people, they live in refugee camp. Some of them, they are living in a place called Unimis in South Sudan. Some, they are living in Uganda. Even some of the workers, the government officials who are working in the government, their family members, they are now in Uganda as refugees. They don't keep them in Juba, South Sudan. So therefore, we should have to strongly condemn what had been going on in South Sudan with like a general situation, or for a general population of South Sudan who had been squandered. And Mr. President become hypothetical. He become sarcastic. And he used them as lovable hawk. He doesn't even care about the way they are killing. And also, believe it or not, even our children who are born in abroad, they usually wondered and pondered about what kind of Junub or South Sudan we have. What does the future hold for them? If you are targeted because of who you are, tribalists. Majority of them, they become intrigued sometimes, you know. And I believe, as far as my knowledge is concerned, majority of our children, they will one day not accept to be called citizen of South Sudan. If there would be any revolutionary change in this regard. They will not accept any claim to be South Sudanese with this excruciating pain inflicted to their remaining family member back home. Because they had been watching very closely, the death of their family members, the death of people who are dying and brutally killed because they are Nuer. they understand everything. So therefore it is our collective work to condemn and let bring change in South Sudan. If there is any way we work together, we have to eliminate this high scope of problem, and we have to bring change to our South Sudan that we love so much. Because if we don't work